Hello. I've been looking at the statistical distribution of LGBTQ plus students on the Kenai. And I've gotten my information from a Gallup poll that was done in 2020. And the reason why I did this is because I thought it was important to see exactly how many students we are talking about when we're talking about LGBTQIA inclusivity and representation in our classrooms. Um, so we have about 5% of our student body, and it's like 5% of the population that's distributed across the country. So we can assume that 5% of our students are LGBTQIA. Um, and on top of that, according to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, 59% of LGBTQIA attempt or seriously consider attempting suicide. Um, So we're talking about students in our classrooms that are thinking about killing themselves or do attempt to kill themselves. And that means statistically about 436 students on the Kenai Peninsula are LGBTQIA. Um, and of those 436, 83 will attempt to take their own lives. And 196 of them are thinking about it in the classrooms. So if you look at it at different high schools throughout the district, at Homer High, we can expect to see 4 suicide attempts, and there is currently 8 kids that have suicidal ideation. At Seward, it's 2 attempts. At Kenai, it's 4, with 10 kids thinking about it. And in Nikiski, it's 3, with 8 kids thinking about it. So happily, this is a serious issue. It's national. It's a national issue. It's not just Alaska. This statistical analysis is just isolated for LGBTQIA students. So there aren't other factors being brought in here like seasonal affectiveness disorder or ACEs or the other things that we know that Alaska is particularly susceptible to. But according to the Centers for Disease Control and the American Psychiatric Association, as well as the Trevor Project, there are ways that schools can specifically support LGBTQIA students. For teens, we can have a comprehensive sex education program that is looking at sex ed in terms of safety and child health, teen health, and students who are sexually active and how they can stay safe and healthy within that. It's looking at teaching students that sexual identity and sexuality are social constructs that exist on a continuum, and it's not a binary issue. We can support, as a school, we can support acceptance and support of peers and family and normalize the acceptance and support from peers and family. And we can allow the Gay Straight Alliance Club. All of these things have been shown by the CDC and the APA to reduce the risk of suicidal ideation and suicidal risk or suicidal attempts among LGBTQIA students. To help all students, and this isn't just teens, but all students, we can clearly identify ourselves as educators as allies of LGBTQIA. We can enforce anti-bullying and anti-discrimination policies. We can partner with students and staff to build a positive and inclusive school atmosphere. We can respect chosen gender identities, names, and pronouns. We can include positive role models, history, and events in the curriculum and in available materials. And we can actively teach, model, and practice wellness strategies. I would point out that all of these things on this list are good for all minorities, including Native Alaskans, African American students, Hispanic students, female students. These are white male students, straight white male students all benefit from these practices that keep students safe, make them feel seen and heard in their classrooms, and respect them as individuals, and not try to force a conformity on our students. We can respect them as the unique individuals that they are. So, all of our students, as we have spoken before, and as our district talks about, deserve to feel safe and seen in their classrooms and in their communities. And there are a whole list of ways that we can help all students, particularly LGBTQIA students, who are the most sensitive and the most at risk for self harm and bullying and other issues that can come up in their lives. So, my question to all of our educators is, what are you doing particularly to help out these students?